Welcome back to the number one podcast in Austral, M&Ms.
That's it. Number one.
Number one, self-proclaimed.
World number one. Well, dude, I think it's pure fact.
I don't, like I said,
Someone was calling you, dude.
I think it was nobody.
Oh, cool.
I think that based off the statistics that are available to us, we are the number one podcast in Austral.
I think it is pure fact, bro. Even if there is another podcast in Austral, bro, do they have an Instagram following like we do? Probably not, man.
Do they have a moose cave?
Nah, they probably don't. They're probably not working at the level that we're working at right now. If you do hear some weird scratchiness, that is the wind.
I don't think they'll be able to hear it.
Oh, fantastic.
I couldn't hear my dad drilling for an hour last week. I don't think they'll be able to hear the scratching.
Oh, man.
Anyway, this other podcast in Austral that may or may not exist,
yeah.
they don't have an annoying fan that just blasts them with bullshit in their inbox all day long.
Yeah, well, look, honestly, our fans are the greatest. They're our greatest asset.
Yeah, 100%.
Like, if we're looking at this from like a marketing point of view, the people that choose to tune in every single week, if we were to try sell the Mitch and Moose podcast, they'll be the most valuable thing.
100%. I feel like in a shares point of view, we would have the most leverage based on our fans.
Yeah, definitely. So any crop of dollars out there that want to get around us, I don't know if you guys can see today, but for those who are watching on YouTube, we do have some bison boots in the back.
I feel like our legs are blocking them. Maybe we just
that's
do
all right, bro.
leg
Because
unblocking.
that's all right, man. Because at the end of the day, they've actually sent me the boots to make content for. So it's like this is sort of me doing it like really shit.
You're gonna make better content than this because this content, just us talking for the next hour. I wouldn't put up there with the greatest quality content.
Yeah.
So if you try and give this back to,
Bison
with
Bison
a six-month warranty on their boots,
yeah,
and then us just dribbling shit in between them, I
then
don't think they would be too happy.
But then again, like our audience would probably be heavily tradies, so it's probably not a bad place for me to be like, bison boots for all your bison boots wear. Get yourself some bison boots.
Steel cap.
Yep. These are the tans.
Yep. Formidable protection.
Yeah.
Zipper on the side.
Yeah.
Anyone that's listening and wants to hear the zipper, I'll just quickly do a quick.
Oh, yep. Give him the Velcro. Give him the Velcro.
Oh, the Velcro. This is you know what I like about Velcro? This is sound.
That's it, guys.
I always wanted to get a Velcro wallet.
Yeah. Dude.
Like one of those like rip curl ones, and then roll up to like a club in the cross, like, and just be like in the middle of a nightclub.
Do you not remember me rocking a Velcro wallet?
Actually, you did have a Velcro wallet
last year, dude. Like,
wow.
I was like,
I do. I thought it was older than that,
nah,
but I
that was last
I think
year.
Zane used to have one as well.
I
think it was Zane's idea that
quality wallet, bro.
Well, look, nothing's ever gonna fall out of it.
That's true. That's very true, man. That's
because my wallet now.
Your wallet is good, dude.
It's
good. I want to buy your wallet.
The thing I like
not yours, that one, as in that's yours. I'm gonna buy my own version of that.
The thing I like about this wallet is the AirTag pocket that I have on it.
AirTags are pretty cool, hey.
Dude, the amount of times, like this morning when I got out of bed, I was like, where the fuck are my car keys? And I have an AirTag on my car keys. So obviously I go on to find my iPhone, link to that, press the button, and it just starts making noise.
Yeah, dude.
And it actually will direct you. When you're within like 5 meters of the AirTag, the phone will direct you. I think it's 10 meters now. Since my phone updated, it's gone to 10 meters.
Wow.
It will like point me to where my lost property is, and my AirPods as well, which doesn't have an AirTag on it.
But that's just that's just Apple, right?
Well, that's just Apple for you, because obviously there's an Apple AirTags.
Another tick in the right direction of fucking
I feel like
Android.
I feel like I'm over my little Google spiel from last week.
Yeah, dude, because when you start to really break it down and how everything sort of just talks to each other and works really well, you're like, ooh, this is pretty dumb.
I think I could move away from Siri.
Nah, dude.
I don't think I want to be with Alexa.
No.
I think I want to be a Siri operator.
Dude, she's pretty good, man. Shout out to is it Tim Cook? The dude.
I think we could utilize. Oh, sorry, no LB Ken this week.
Oh
no
yeah,
LB.
sorry, yeah. We should mention that we're actually filming on a Monday.
Yep.
It is Monday the 15th. November.
Still November.
Yeah, and
at least for another 15 days.
Yeah. So no LB today. Having to film the pod a bit early because Big Moose Man's got to go do some Bucks party things, and we couldn't sort of fit it in any of the other days that he actually is here.
I did suggest that we did a 5 a.m. podcast on Thursday morning.
Yeah, it could have been interesting, but I've got to shoot at 6:30 on Thursday morning.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
That's
sorry,
fair.
bro. Yeah. But
Maybe
anyway,
one day.
Maybe one day.
Probably not.
But in talking in like terms of up early,
I definitely was not up early.
neither today.
No,
but there was a lot of people that were, and for
would've-
good reason. This is a straight out, this is a warning. We are about to talk about the Cricket World
We're
Cup.
going to talk about the cricket. If
Yeah.
you don't want to hear it,
Skip.
tune out. No, don't tune out.
Just skip. Just skip.
Just that 15-second button that's on Spotify.
Just keep hitting it, and
Just-
then eventually we won't be talking about cricket, and then you can be back to doing what you're doing.
To be fair, you've probably already pressed it,
Mm.
and we actually haven't started talking about the cricket yet.
I know.
So if you're still listening to this part of the podcast,
keep pressing.
Keep pressing.
Yeah. Well, what else do I say? That we're the fucking best. I said it from the start that Australia was going to win. I never doubted them a single moment. I was like, I came on here, episode 1 or episode 2, when we're talking about the cricket. I was like, dude, Australia's the fucking best. We're going to fucking win. Everyone's shit.
I do recall that.
Yeah, I pretty much, that was word for word what I said.
If we could clip it back out, we can't, because obviously that video now is in the cloud or whatever.
Yeah, dude, can't reach
If
it.
we can't reach it, it's unreachable. It's lost. Lost to us forever.
Yeah.
We actually don't have that episode available to us anymore, so
Nope.
we can't hear it.
No.
So we're just going to run with the fact that we said it.
Yeah, we
Both
did.
of us.
Yeah, exactly. And to be honest with you, if we're going to be real, I feel like the whole nation probably said what we actually said, is that Australia had no fucking chance.
I don't think I said that.
Oh, right, sweet. Anyway, but yeah, no. So Australia out of,
Okay, New Zealand played fucking great.
dude, they played so good, bro.
What were they chasing? 172.
Yeah, which was one of the higher first inning scores set by any team. Kane Williamson hit like 84 off like 42 balls or something like that. Like real big game stuff.
The shot that he got out on wasn't even a bad shot.
No.
I feel like he just didn't have his bat gripped properly.
Yeah.
Because you could see in the replay as
It
he hit the
spins,
ball
yeah.
and the bat kind
Dude,
of like
Steve Smith almost dropped it.
he did.
He bobbled it.
Who did? Hazelwood.
Yeah,
dropped it
Hazelwood
earlier.
dropped him on like 10 or something, which would have
Yeah.
changed the dynamic the whole time. I still think Australia would have won purely off the fact that they won the toss. So
We did say that. I do remember saying that.
did
the
say
team
that.
who bats second generally is going to win a game of T20 international cricket.
especially over there and especially at Dubai, out of the 10 games played there, 9 of the teams who won chose to bat second. So
We won batting first once.
no, we didn't. We lost.
You
The
sure?
only game we lost. Aaron Finch. We played 8 games. Aaron Finch was 7 from 8 on the toss, and the one game that we lost was to England, and that's because we batted first and we lost the toss.
Okay.
Yeah, it's very interesting. Like taking like some take backs from obviously the World Cup as a whole was that T20 cricket. I wouldn't think is a game where it's like who usually bats second wins, but over there in particular, it definitely was the case. And I think it is going to be really interesting moving, obviously, forward another year to the next World Cup, because that's when it is, because of like COVID and shit. This one got pushed back.
Is it every 2 years, the World Cup?
Oh, I don't fucking know, but it's all the fucking time by the sounds of things. T20 cricket's trying to fucking take over. Fuck T20 cricket, bro. Test cricket forever.
We want some fucking red ball cricket.
But anyway, so yeah, the next next T20 series will be in Australia. So that'll probably change the dynamic where teams batting first or batting second won't really make much of a difference.
Because
but
the
over
wicket
there,
here is different.
yeah, the wickets here are a bit more true, and they will stay hard, fast, etc.,
Okay.
etc. Where over
Okay.
there, it's a bit how are you?
Oh, well, if it's a bit...
Yeah,
What do you do?
exactly. But there is obviously some things I do want to talk about. First of all, like Matthew Wade and Stoinis in the game before against Pakistan to actually get us into the final was fucking insane. Like
Pakistan were tipped to win the whole thing. I
Oh,
feel like
yeah.
somebody that I
Mm.
know very well tipped Pakistan to win.
Yep.
I do feel like that happened.
Yeah, I did say they'd go undefeated.
Yep.
And they came up against Australia and fuck, I was wrong. Yeah.
I'm disappointed in you, eh?
Yeah, look, man, it happens, bro.
I just would never back against my country like that.
Yeah. Yeah, well, look, it happens, man. It just fucking happens,
It
dude.
shouldn't though.
Yeah. So, and then obviously Mitch Marsh comes in and gets the job done for the Aussies.
Yep. Swamp Junior.
Yeah. So Mitch Marsh, who's, better known for being hated by the Australian public for the amount of opportunity he's had to perform well and never has
Best known for not
doing well.
not having good form.
Yeah.
Consistent form.
So no, he's come into this series. He played a couple games at first drop and then he didn't do too well, but he's come back towards the back end and come back in and done a fucking absolute cracker of a job. probably cemented his spot at number one in at least the Aussie T20 side for a while. And I'm going to go on a limb here and say that he'll probably get picked in the Ashes series.
All right.
Yeah, man. I think when you're at that level of professionalism, it doesn't matter what color the fucking ball is. If you're hitting the ball that fucking well.
I thought that too, man, honestly.
Well, you look at it, right?
But the Steve Smith was batting at 6.
Yeah, but it's because he's not an explosive player. So, like, if Australia, like, so in the game, for instance, right, if Australia lost 3, like, quick wickets, Steve Smith would have went in because he's an anchor.
Yeah, true.
Where Mitch Marsh comes in, the cunt is huge.
Yeah,
I don't know if you, obviously, you watched the KO Mini, you could hear him grunt when he's hitting some of those balls, bro.
I was actually watching it with someone else. I was talking while watching.
Right, okay. Well, you can actually hear him grunting as he's just monstering that fucking ball.
What a madman.
But yeah, so no, I'm calling Mitch Marsh to get picked in the Ashes.
You heard it here first on the number one podcast
fucking
in Austral.
5-0 Australia. Fuck England.
Fuck the Poms.
You like, honestly, I wouldn't be one person to talk about like T20 form doesn't mean anything for tests, but like we just won the fucking World Cup for the first time. Fuck England. We're going to bounce them out. We're going to break arms. You're like, fuck them, eh? I'm so keen for the Ashes now.
We don't advocate the breaking of arms, but if it happened, we called it.
Honestly, as a child, listening to Michael Clark say that over the Channel 9 stump mic was one of the greatest things I ever experienced live.
What did he say?
He just said to Jimmy Anderson, he goes, he said, we're going to break your fucking arm. And I swear it was like Mitch Johnson or someone bowling. And just like fucking just peppered him, bro.
Mitch Johnson. I fucking really got around him when he was in the test side. His mustache, dude, was...
Dude, he started the thing that Australians started like growing mows for a test series at home because of like aggression and shit. That's just Australian cricket, eh? We're just big, we're fucking scary, and we're going to bowl fast and hit ya.
Who was old mate that had the big mo back in the day? Booney.
Oh, Booney, yeah. Booney, best known for sinking 28 beers on a plane to fucking England.
I think it was more than that.
Was it like 46?
Like, maybe in the 40s, 50s.
Yeah, it was a lot.
There's a lot of fucking piss.
Yeah, what a legend.
100%.
And how do people not like cricket when you hear that type of shit?
We don't have any beers this week.
Oh, yes.
Mitchell, look, best known for having wee bum today. So
yeah, look, honestly, the body hasn't been feeling too good today. It is a Monday, and I just didn't really want to have any beer reviews today. But we also have listened... and we are gonna next pod on, we'll be changing our review system to out of 10 because otherwise we're just gonna keep giving beers 3, and that doesn't really give you any indication. So putting on a greater scale will give you a greater idea of what we actually think of the beer.
I wonder if anyone listened to the podcast last week and then actually went out and tried better beer and you just had a differing opinion from us, because I've seen so many people's Instagram stories and they're like, this is the best fucking beer ever. And I was like, you are not serious. Like, I mean, like if you like it, fine. Yeah. But it's not the best fucking beer ever.
So I guess we can, segue into obviously our weekends and stuff like that. So Friday night I went out and I saw, so a friend of mine is like creating this film about a friend of his who got attacked by a shark. And so they had like his trailer premiere, and there was better beer there. And I went up and spoke to a dude who was drinking it. And I said to him, like, oh, what are your thoughts? He goes, yeah, man, like, I actually really like it. And I said to him, like, don't you reckon it tastes like soft drink? And he had a swig and he's like, huh.
You know what? It kind of like soda water.
Yeah, dude.
Like just a bland, like there's no soft drink about it. It's just like a blandish kind of soda watery, like, what's those things? Soda stream?
Yeah,
literally.
Yeah.
With alcohol in it, which is kind of like a seltzer.
Yeah.
Which is what I guess they're trying to replace.
Well, like, look, it's meant to be better beer. I just don't think like they could call it.
I think they should have called it. That's not quite beer. We're going to advertise it as beer, average beer.
And then, like, dude, I don't even like. Look, man, I honestly respect the shit out of those dudes, like Uninspired Unemployed, for what they've done. Like, they've really like just built a way for Australian, like. Not many Australians have been able to do what they've sort of done in that sort of like, comedic way and stuff like that. So like, look, nothing from them.
Their Instagram page is fucking great. I
yeah, dude, 100%.
Sure. And I get around them. I do think they're funny, but I do think they bent over for the corporate dollar in this situation. And I'm just not a fan of that.
Which is fair, which we would probably also do.
Oh, fucking oath.
Oh, mate, come try the great beer.
The great beer.
Yeah, the great beer.
The great beer by Mitch and Moose.
Yeah, that's it.
If someone has something similar, I mean, look, you can't just try and give us VB and just me expect to.
Yeah.
I mean, I probably could. I would be happy to just sticker swap. Just put a Mitch and Moose straight over the bottle.
Yeah.
And sell it as my own. Obviously illegal as fuck. But VB, the superior beer.
110%.
You heard him admit that just then.
The
The
VB?
VB is a superior beer. Now, don't go back on your word, because this is a classic example of when I say something, you're not actually listening and just agreeing with me.
Yeah, look, honestly, that is something that I do tend to do.
All the fucking time. But anyway, we're not here to put shit on Mitchell.
Yeah.
We're here to put shit on John. No, we're not here to do that either.
Yeah.
We did actually get to hang out with John on Saturday night.
It was interesting, dude. It was good. It was really good to see John. It was really good to go out and do that stuff, go out and socialize and be in the city and stuff like that. And like, I don't mean this in any way like negatively towards you, but like after doing 2 nights out in a row on a Friday night and a Saturday night, this weekend I'm looking forward to doing nothing, socializing.
Yeah,
I'm so keen, bro. Like, it's been fantastic. Like, obviously lockdown's great, and it was great to go out in the city. We had dinner in the city, and we ended up catching up with John. It was obviously great, but now I'm just like, break on and back to me just going out and doing whatever the fuck I want to do for the 2 days of the weekend and seeing no one.
Dinner was good.
Dinner
I
was
had a
good.
good time. When we went to the Hard Rock Cafe, and I actually kind of made a bit of a fool out of myself.
Dude, I completely forgot about this.
We
Whoa, hold on. First of all, you did make a fool out of yourself, but
I feel like the lady was not impressed.
But fuck her, dude.
I mean, your point. We'll tell the story and then we'll push it on her after.
Yeah. Well.
So the story goes: we sat down, we had some dinner. I ordered 3 $11 VBs. Enjoyed every single cent of that. And then ordered, a substantial amount of food, and I paid for the bill. And everyone just transferred me money.
That's for tax reasons. But we were out there for a business meeting.
Yeah, it was a business meeting.
Shout out to the accountant of your choice if she's listening.
I'm not going to plug her on this great podcast, but
no.
I'll just continue the story.
No, it was business, man. I was out there testing a camera out. You were out there helping
new clients.
Yep, that's it, man.
I was we were chauffeuring.
Yeah, dude, 100%.
Moose Construction chauffeur.
Yeah, that's it.
Anyway, so we ate dinner, we drank beers, and at the end of the dinner, I was like, all right, can you bring us the receipt or whatever it was, the docket? She's like, yeah, sweet, no worries. She brings it over, and then she hands me like the FPOS machine. And as soon as I got handed the FPOS machine, I was like, oh, I got to tip her here. And then as it came up on the screen, there was like 15%, 20%, 25%. And I was like, fuck, that's too much. I'm just going to tip her $10.
Yeah.
And I went to type into the machine $10. I wrote 10, enter. Then I looked at the number and it was like 310 cents. I was like, fuck. And I looked at the woman and she's just like death staring me and just like shook her head. I was like, oh, sorry. And she kind of like snatched the machine away and just walked off. And I was like, well, you made the good point of they get paid very well to do what they do. I think the minimum wage for something like that is like $20 an hour or some shit.
Especially this lady, she was obviously quite some age.
Yeah, she wasn't.
She'd
seen a few winners for sure.
She wouldn't have been on, like fucking brand new to the job fame. Like,
probably
she
not. No. She'd been around for a while.
More to the point that, like, obviously tipping culture isn't huge in Australia.
I think because of the restaurant, it was an American restaurant.
It's because it's an international chain restaurant. A lot of people that obviously travel to Australia from other countries would flock to that as a safety choice for dinner.
I think that like some people actually travel the world going to Hard Rock Cafe.
I do believe that is the thing. They just
like will go and like, because they've got the rock store down there, the rock shop, whatever it is downstairs.
Yeah, dude.
And all the fucking like t-shirts and key rings and what have yous. There is a lot of cool art in there though. Not art, but memorabilia of.
I'm trying to remember whether or not I went to the Hard Rock when I was in Vegas. I've got a funny feeling that I probably did. I know for a fact I went to Hooters when I was in Vegas and it was shit. I thought to myself, I'm like, you know what? You hear about Hooters and all this shit, and I'm like, the best place it's going to be, if it's going to be good anywhere, would be Vegas of all places.
I'll tell you where it's not good.
It's not there anymore anyway.
Woodbine.
No,
that's probably why it's not there anymore, because it was fucking shit.
Non-existent anymore. But yeah, back to the whole tipping thing. Like, obviously, I lived in Canada for 2 years, and I, had to become accustomed to tipping culture. But that's because waitresses over there get paid literally like fucking $10 an hour. Over here, she's not on fucking $10 an hour, bro.
She's not. And I don't even think that she'd get that directly into her paycheck.
Nah, it would get split from like the kitchen back. So,
and I think in Canada, if you paid cash, you would tip with cash, and they would literally just take the cash and
Yeah.
just pocket the cash.
Yeah, no, they did. That's exactly how it worked.
I'd rather do that and
yeah.
like see the money go directly to the person who I'm tipping,
Yeah.
rather than the restaurant or the cafe or whatever it would be.
Yeah, so like from it all depended on like the establishment, but like so there was a couple venues where we lived that did do that, where if you tipped the waitress kept the money, but then there was other ones where it was like we all eat type thing, so it's like the whole restaurant would get all the money, then spread it evenly.
Oh yeah,
because
I think I'd get around that.
Yeah, it's not fair for the cook, right? So the cook makes a good meal, like that chick. All that chick really is doing is like bringing you the food.
Yeah, walking the food from one spot to another.
Yeah.
Normally supplying below average conversation.
Bro, do you know what the worst part is as well? Is that like, and I know they do this on purpose so they don't have to get into deep conversations, but they always come and ask you how the meal is going when you got a fucking mouthful of food, eh? How's it? Real good. You know what I mean?
I feel like anybody in a field of work that it has to like work on your face or mouth or whatever it is. Okay, I was getting acupuncture last week, and I'm like, got fucking needles hanging out of my legs, and he's like putting this electric shock through me, and I'm like just trying not to like I'm in pain. It's like uncomfortable, and he's asking me questions. I'm like, dude, I can't even concentrate on like you at the moment. Like you are literally putting me in pain, and you're trying to ask me just general questions, not like, hey, how's that pain? It's like, what are you doing on the weekend?
Yeah.
How come you're here on a 12 o'clock on a Friday? It's like, well, I'm just not fucking work. I'm getting acupuncture. Like, ask me after the fucking session. Don't ask me mid-session.
How crazy are those electric pulses and stuff that it seems to be?
Dude, like I said last week, I recommend acupuncture.
Yeah.
It was sick.
Yeah. It's definitely fair. But
Anyway,
the
if
weekend
you go to Hard Rock Cafe,
Yeah.
remember, 100 would be $1. You need to push. I did the number of zeros that I would have had to have pressed.
Would have been a couple.
Would have been scary. Like
Yeah.
you're not normally fucking pressing 0 4 times if you want to give someone $10.
Yeah, no, exactly. But more to the point, like, don't feel the need to tip if you don't want to.
I'm talking about scary things that happened on the weekend. When I was playing golf on Sunday, dude.
Oh,
dude. Okay, I have always thought playing at Lakeside. I know, like there's snakes about.
Oh yeah,
there are snakes. There's probably snakes just outside my fence right here.
Oh, definitely.
I've never seen one here.
No.
In the 27 years of being a moose, grazing the paddock in my own backyard, have I ever once seen a snake? I've seen a dead snake once.
Yeah.
Actually, I seen a snake right down the hill when I was like 7 years old.
Yeah.
Anyway, I was playing golf at Lakeside, and true to my golfing ability, was in the rough looking for my ball.
Yeah.
And I'm hunting around.
Was that to get a free drop?
It was in a free drop zone. Yeah,
of course.
true.
Which means you have to look.
You got to look.
You want to get a free drop, you got to look.
And look, the rule is if you find it, you can pull it out square, like no closer to the hole.
Yeah.
Or from point of entry.
Yeah.
And because my traditional shit shot is a massive slice, anybody that doesn't know, that's when you hit the ball, start straight, and then it cuts severely right. So from where it was,
right angle type,
it probably would have gone in
there
in a direct. I couldn't find it anyway. I was looking in the right spot for my ball. If I didn't find it, I was still going to drop one in the same spot anyway because shit shot.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm around there looking for my ball. I've got Jack over here. I've got Mitch Bull over here. And we're all looking for my ball. And I'm like, looking around. I get closer to this tree. I look down and there's this fucking fat as fuck snake, dude. It was like probably 1.5 meters long. It was fucking massive and it was fat. Like I'm talking.
So just eating or something?
Dude, I don't know, dude. It was just bacon.
Yeah.
It was out in the sun just having a bake. I'm like probably 0.5 meter from it. And I just go, and I just start backing up. Everyone's like, what? I go, fucking snake. And then everyone just runs out of this fucking like grassy area. But definitely, I was already playing shit, but I played shit for the remainder of the day. It just got in my head.
Yeah, well,
it just got in my head, and then I hit my ball obviously into the rough again on a different hole, and I was like, I'm not even going to fucking bother.
Nah, dude.
And now, am I going to be scared to go into the rough forever? Am I ever going to be a rough off? I have to be because my ball's normally in there.
Well, I think it's
either that or I get better at golf.
Well, I think you're just going to have to get better at golf, dude.
I feel like that's not going to happen fast.
Yeah, look, honestly, I haven't had too many gnarly encounters with a snake. I do have a couple, like when I was a bit younger. I remember my dad was like demolishing this house down at like, I don't know, past Barrel or something. And he wanted me to get a photo of the house falling down. He's like, go climb up that like hill and go get a photo of it. And I was like, all right, Dad, you know.
This is before Ranocchio Productions days.
Yeah. This is like Mitchell, maybe like 11 years old.
It's a shit camera.
Yeah, honestly, it would have been like, yeah, dude, it would like
one of those Kodak ones with like you roll the thing back.
Honestly, yeah, like yeah, man, like it would have been a shit photo. But anyway, so I'm running up this hill and like climbing up these rocks, and I step on this rock, and there was just like this massive python just baking in the sun, and I just fucking fell backwards, fucking cut myself, ran. And besides that,
did you get a photo of the house?
No, dude. I stayed in the car for the rest of the day, bro. I'm like, Dad, I ain't doing nothing,
fuck,
bro.
I would have loved to have seen that photo. Or like as you were falling, you clicked the photo of your face. And just,
Nah, and then besides that, I think maybe I came across one in the Rossmore Grange when I used to live there, because there was like the horse grange across the road. And I remember I was riding my bike through there, and then I saw this snake, and like you know, being a dumb kid, I threw my bike at the snake. I'm like,
the bike is now closer to the snake.
Oh, dude, dumb kid things, right? And I was like, fucking, but like, luckily the snake got spooked and fucked off. But I was just like, is stupid, just
not
fucking, smart,
not happy to fuck with snakes, man,
dude. And this is honestly,
especially poisonous ones. Yesterday, after I've seen that snake,
do you reckon it was what do you reckon it was, like a red belly? Or?
It was a red belly black snake for sure.
100%.
Yeah, 100%. Like I was that close to it. I could see the scales on the cunt. Like I was so close to this thing.
Makes me feel so like.
But that day, I don't know what happened. Like I then seen 2 more snakes, like not out in the wild, but like on TV or like somewhere else. I definitely seen 3 snakes yesterday.
This was always a very interesting topic of debate when I lived over in Canada, because like people would be like, oh, everything in Australia is trying to kill you, etc., etc. But my thing was like, yes, that is true and it is fucked up, but like, like you know, you've got a better chance of getting away from a snake than what you do if you're faced with a grizzly.
Well, look,
like
to be fair,
but then again, the opposite is that like, if you were to spot a grizzly, a lot easier to spot than what a red belly black snake would be.
Especially in the environment that it was in, on the fucking ground, surrounded with other brown fucking blackish sticks.
Yeah.
Which
did you have your club with you at least?
No, I didn't.
Dickhead.
Bro, okay, from now on,
yeah.
Like I said, I'm not going to hit my ball in there anymore because apparently I'm going to get better at golf.
Yeah, well, you're going to have to.
Well, I think that's the only option left. It's either that or fucking stop playing golf.
Do you
I'm
reckon
not going to do that.
Do you reckon move into the next round of the Great Australian Bick Off?
Yeah, we can.
So just a quick little one. We are dumb and we forgot to put up the poll earlier today. So we're going to let the poll slide a bit longer because it's only been up for a couple hours. But we are moving on to this week, which is, I don't know about you, dude, but I personally haven't had either of these.
Neither have I. They're not more of the exciting ones, I feel. And just by looking at them, obviously you don't know what they are yet.
Well, they probably can see them. But also, seeing as I collected these biscuits today, we are starting to realize that some of the biscuits that are on the Great Australian Bick Off are very hard to find.
Well, I did notice that. I feel like so far we've had pretty popular ones.
We have.
So I feel when people hear this and they go to the poll on Instagram, they're actually not like they're probably not even heard of them / had them.
Yeah.
I think I've had the okay. So we've got Teddy Bear and the original Arno shortbread.
Yeah. So I can personally say that I haven't had any of these, but I'm actually we're gonna reach out to Arnott's and be like, hey, this is what we're doing. If there's any way that you could send us a packet of each biscuit, that'd be dope. But
this one's broken. I don't want to have that one. It just crumbled in my fucking hand.
Well, it's a shortbread, so I'm assuming these are definitely biscuits that are meant to be had with like tea or something.
These are traditional biscuits. I wonder if we bought the assorted packs.
Dude, I looked at it. There wasn't.
Really?
I looked at the assorted, yeah. Because that was my first. That was my first, plan of action when I got there, because I'd never seen or heard of the biscuit that we're trying to do.
I've definitely had these before. I used to fuck with them when I was a kid.
Yeah, okay. I definitely have also had these before.
Definitely a tea biscuit.
Yeah. Yeah. Unfortunately, we're not doing anything with tea right now. So, yeah.
Best had with tea. The teddy bear looks pretty happy. Cheers, Teddy.
Cheers, Teddy. Okay. I'm going to go straight out there.
I wish I had some tea. Fucking dry as shit.
So the teddy bear,
Best known for scaring people in Canada.
yeah, is pretty much just an Arnott's milk biscuit in the shape of a teddy.
I feel like when we get to the milk arrowroot, it's going to be the exact same. They would all just be like, I don't know how biscuits are like printed, but when they're printing milk arrowroots, like just fucking make one of them a bear. And then just do, we've got the same biscuit, just in bear form, and a mouthful of teddy.
Yeah, definitely a biscuit that would be better with tea, coffee, hot chocolate, or something like that. Not bad though.
Not bad, no. The milk arrowroots, I used to call the football biscuit when I was a kid.
Yeah, that's fair. I'd play that. It's round. Football's around.
If we do the podcast again,
which we will.
I don't
plan on solving. Oh, right.
No, on a Monday.
Right, yeah.
When we don't have beer to wash these delicious biscuits down with, thanks, Arnott.
Yeah.
Maybe we should have some tea.
Yeah, dude, I can do that.
If we had it on the podcast at 5 a.m. on Thursday morning, we could have had coffee.
That's honestly, when you were saying that, that's what I thought about in my head. I was like, actually, we could have done that. It would have made a lot more sense.
To have coffee.
Well, like coffee and biscuits. It would have been really good. It would have been a good segment. I would have
Are we moving the podcast to 5 a.m. in the morning? Okay.
All right, let's
Next
go on.
biscuit.
The Arno shortbread. Is this Arnold Schwarzenegger's favorite biscuit or something?
I think that would have to be called the Arnie shortbread.
Yeah, but we're Australian. Arno.
Palmy or Palmer.
Good point.
Not Palmo. This is why we're the number one podcast in Austral.
No one else is doing this shit.
No
man.
one else is fucking taking the bullet.
No
for
one else is
society.
going. Let's find out what the best Arnott's biscuit is.
No one out there in the community is saying, "Hey, let's fucking
Dude,
let's just eat biscuits on a podcast, chew in the microphone, and let people listen."
Dude, I almost think that these biscuits are exactly the fucking same.
No, these are like. I feel like if biscuits had like a compaction level, these are like got more air in them compared to the teddy bears. But I think I need to have another bite. These remind me of my old neighbors.
Right.
When they were here, they were, I don't know, Frank lived to be like 90 something. So when I was younger, they would have been like late 70s,
Yeah.
80s or something. And we used to stay there sometimes when my parents would go away. And they'd always like have all these types of biscuits, which I am going to categorize as old people biscuits. And eating this Arno shortbread right now is making me think of my old neighbors and staying there when I was a kid.
Oh, I think
Thanks for listening.
I am. But I think we're safe to go ahead with the votes now.
Seen by an extra 10 people from last I seen it.
Yeah. We'll let it sit a bit longer. We'll announce the winners of the last one.
Last week's biscuit being Tim Tam caramel and iced Vovos.
So I'm going to say I prefer the teddy bear. Just for nostalgic reasons.
What happens if I split vote it? Because to me, I'm more nostalgic on the shortbread.
Right, I reckon we just we got to rock off.
Rock off.
Yeah,
Fuck, what a way to decide shit.
Well, we got no one else here.
Are we just going and shoot?
1, 2, 3, shoot.
Or we're like, so 1, 2, 3, then shoot.
Yeah.
Okay, I think I understand.
All right.
So
to
on
make
3. No, shoot. So
1, 2, 3, shoot.
Okay.
All right. And to make it even more interesting,
I'm gonna add our own.
Here it comes.
Oh fuck!
Here it comes.
Okay.
So the losing hand actually wins.
Okay.
So you have to try throw the losing hand.
Fuck! I should win this then.
Well, I don't know, dude. All right, ready?
Okay.
So this is to decide which vote the show goes for.
The show's gonna vote for one of these, and the losing vote
Wins.
is gonna be determined. Fuck! My head is hurting.
This is what Steph and I do to make it a bit more interesting.
So if the loser still gets something because
no, so there's only a winner, but it's the person who throws the losing hand.
yeah, but the in the game of scissors paper rock, the winner
is the losing hand.
Yes, but technically the losing hand can't win. In any other scenario, that hand would lose.
Oh yes, that is exactly correct.
All right, let's
ready?
shoot. On shoot.
Yeah. So 3, 2, 1, shoot.
Not 1, 2, 3, shoot.
1, 2, 3, shoot. All right, ready? 1, 2, 3, shoot. 1, 2, 3, shoot.
Okay.
So I lose.
You lose.
Which means I win.
Which means the teddy bears.
Teddy bear wins.
I feel like we should have told the people what happened the first time. We both threw rock. So we rocked off again.
Yeah.
We went
I-
1, 2,
I
3,
would-
shoot.
I
And
would-
Mitch stuck with rock.
Mm.
And I went paper.
Yeah.
Because like the normal person I am, you think you're trying to win a game of scissors, paper, rock.
But
So
no.
you throw what you think. That was a fucking... You
That's dude on
played that
purpose.
smart
I did, yeah.
because...
Yeah, because you fuck people's head up,
No,
bro.
you fucked me up good.
Yeah, dude.
You fucked me up big time.
So for anyone out there, whoever wants to win a game of rock, paper, scissors, you tell them that the losing hand wins.
I think-
and then you stick with the hand that you throw the first time if it is the same, because they're naturally going to be going, oh, holy fuck, I want to win this. And they're already going to throw rock. But, you know, unless you went scissors, then you would have won.
I actually would have lost.
But you would have won.
Look, honestly, I don't ever want to eat another one of those shortbreads again. So I'm happy that the teddy bears won.
Yeah, at least the teddy bears are a bit more enjoyable. But we
At
will.
least we made that pretty enjoyable. So far, this podcast has been 10 out of 10.
Oh, dude, it's definitely going a lot better than last week.
We did get a review that last week's podcast sucked. So
Yeah, but
we're
that was
sorry for that.
Yeah,
We're back, but
yeah, we're back. And I think we'll move from the Great Australian Bick Off into an M&M question.
shout out to our M&Ms again.
Yeah, good guys.
Next week we might actually, once we're done with the Great Australian Big Golf, we might start the Great Australian debate on which M&Ms are the best.
Ooh, yeah, that could be good.
We can do that.
We're gonna be real fat at the end of this.
Luckily,
we only did the podcast
hot
one-
boy summer. Not going too
All right,
good.
going into the first question, which is, I would like to know your worst date stories, please.
Okay. Do you have one?
Oh, I don't necessarily know. Like, I guess I was dating, but like, are we talking in terms of like the worst story we have dating someone, or
I
the
feel
worst
like it's
date?
I think it's like a date night adventure out. Like as if we had to talk about the worst people that we dated, we'd probably be here for a while. So let's just
Yeah.
let's just go with one night out of many that were bad. Also, content warning coming up. This may get a little bit not okay for children.
If you're thinking what I'm thinking,
I'm thinking I know your story and you know my story.
yeah, that is
And
indeed
they
true.
both involve blood
Yes.
and females.
Yes.
So if you are going to be not okay with listening to this story, please, for the love of God, tune out now. Mitchell, you need to answer that.
I really hope that it is him calling to tell me that he's got his
I'm
ride
happy.
for next year.
You can answer it.
I'll answer it. Let's answer it. Yo, D Will, what's going on?
Not much, bro. What are you up to?
Just currently filming a podcast, bro, but I know that this could potentially be a very, very good phone call. That's why I answered it live.
No, it's no news yet.
Oh.
I'll see you on Wednesday because we're going riding.
I'll call you back after the pod then. Fuck. I was like, fuck, I'm gonna get the clip this cunt saying some good news, but it's all good, bro.
Bro.
Talk to you, mate, bye.
That was anticlimactic.
Yeah, well, fuck.
Hopefully the people didn't skip through that.
Yeah. So you want to go first? We're going to keep these stories vague.
We're not going to name names.
Yeah, definitely not naming names.
No, we can't be doing those sorts of things. Okay, so my story happened many moons ago.
Right.
I was with a girl that I was dating at the time. Anyway, we went out. We had planned to go out for dinner on like a Friday night or whatever, and we didn't think. Well, we planned to have a date night.
Yeah.
So we didn't actually like plan it. We just like, hey, let's have a date night. All right, let's go.
Yeah.
So off we went to the movies. We get to the movies, and for some fucking reason, the movie's packed. Every cinema's sold out. Oh, fuck. All right, well, fuck that. We'll go to this restaurant. We'll get dinner. Get to the restaurant. Restaurant's packed. Won't let any more people in. We're like, fuck, all right. We'll just go get a kebab.
Yeah.
Go get kebabs. Kebabs weren't open. Fuck. All right, so
It
we'll...
sounds like it's all gone wrong.
Well, it gets worse. We're like, all right, well, how about we go get a fucking KFC? ran out of chicken. Legit.
Oh, what?
Legit, bro.
Fuck, the
Like,
Colonel needs to pick his
Yeah,
game up, bro.
100%, bro. The Colonel shit the bed.
Alright.
Anyway, fuck this. We just went home. I think we ended up ordering pizza or something.
Yeah.
As the night moved on, we decided that we'll try and what's the word I'm looking for here? Save the night, if you know what I mean.
Yes. Playing Twister.
So we started playing Twister.
Yep.
Well, we were getting ready to play Twister.
Yeah.
So obviously,
Some
traditional
left hand
Twister.
on red.
The left hand, well, wasn't on red yet. The right foot was on yellow.
Yep.
Her left hand was on blue.
Right. Yes. Yep. I'm picking up what you were throwing down.
My right hand.
You spun the thing.
You're spinning. We're talking when you spin the thing in Twister.
Yep.
The little arrow.
The arrow. Yep. And it's landed on right hand red.
It landed on right hand red.
Yeah. Damn. Lots of red.
Well, the red, the arrow like wasn't quite on the red. As far as I was concerned, I was meant to put my hand on
pink.
Yep. Right?
Yep.
And we didn't think it was meant to go onto red.
Yep.
But then accidentally, and I mean accidentally because like it wasn't her fault that my hand went on red. My hand bumped the arrow and may have damaged the spinning board. Yeah. And I put my hand on red. Yeah. And at that point we realized that we couldn't play Twister anymore. Right. We had to have a shower, see if the arrow was okay. Yeah. And when we found out that it wasn't, we decided to pack it in, call it a night, and go to bed. Yeah. We played Twister again maybe a few days later, and it all went really well.
That's good.
But that night,
Twister no good.
Twister wasn't a go. We should have known that it wasn't a go when we went to the movies and we couldn't see the movie.
Sometimes when the train has left all stations, you have no other choice but to ride it.
You know that saying from How I Met Your Mother, nothing good happens after 2 a.m.? Yeah. Nothing good happens after you try to do 5 different date night ideas and then just think that playing Twister is going to save it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair, man. That's a pretty awkward situation.
It's definitely a PG rated version of what happened.
Definitely.
But I mean, what else are you going to do on a Friday night with the person that you're seeing at the time other than play Twister?
Yeah.
When everything's gone wrong.
Yeah.
If you got a better idea for something to do if everything's gone wrong other than playing Twister, I'd like to hear it because I don't think you've got a good idea.
Yeah, that's fair. Dude, I don't know how to top that story.
Look, I feel like your story isn't as good.
I've got 2 in my mind. One is going to be far less impressive than that, and I've got one that it won't rival it, but it'll definitely hit a certain gender in the fields.
I want to hear him, and I'm going to see if we can spin some bullshit yarn about that one as well.
Right. Okay. So, I can't necessarily remember most of this night leading up to the situation because it was pretty traumatic for me. So I guess in terms of awkward, I guess it was more awkward for her, more me passing out in my shower. For me to feel awkward. So I went out one night with this lady, and I can't remember for some reason in my head I think I went bowling with maybe, and like this would have been maybe my second date with her, and she invited me to go bowling for a friend's birthday party. I don't know why bowling is in my head, but that's what's in my head right now.
So we're bowling.
We're bowling. We're bowling. 10-pin bowling. Fuck, I probably hit like 300, couple of strikes. Shout out Scott Robertson. Best known for being the best 10-pin bowler in New South Wales.
I feel like I don't know anyone as good at bowling as he is.
No, he's up there. Or best in New South Wales.
The only person I know that could rival him in the bowling arena would be Fred Flintstone or Homer Simpson.
Yeah, that's fair. Anyway, so after a night of throwing balls, smashing pins, we returned to the Ronocco residence to
throw some balls and split some pins.
Definitely. And we get at it, I guess you could say playing a game of Twister as well.
I guess you could say that.
We could say we're playing a game of Twister, and I
Twister that did have an element of splitting pins.
Yeah, exactly. And I guess to say in a bit of a different situation to your hand falling on red, in my game of Twister, there was a very straight and hard arrow. And then that arrow on the spinning board, I guess sort of, became a little bit rough.
The arrows in this scenario, unfortunately, well, arrows traditionally are sharp.
Yeah.
So the arrow may have also been struck by itself in a sense.
Yeah. And we got into some weird positions, and there was a bit of a banjo getting played in the background. And with banjos, they have like a string that from the top to maybe halfway down, or maybe not halfway down, a little bit down, obviously the shaft.
The shaft.
Yes, of the banjo. And there was a certain movement that
good old fashioned G chord.
Yeah, just absolutely cut it. And there was pain on my end, no pain on the other person playing the game's end. And I was like, oh.
Was she playing the banjo? Was she in charge of the banjo shaft?
Yeah.
Oh,
she was definitely on top of
the banjo.
Yeah, on top, and she sort of, I don't know if she hadn't really used a banjo much before, but there was some...
Second date, has you decided to play live music together before, or is this the first time?
It's a good question.
If this was the inaugural,
I think this was first time. I think this was first
the
time.
first gig.
I think this might have been the first gig. I can't. Yeah. Yeah, maybe. I think it might have been
first gig. All right. So
anyway, and so anyway, we keep going on, and then I was like, oh man, like that G chord that had snapped is...
I think you better get off the banjo.
Yeah, I was like, man, what's going on? And then I'm like, oh my God, that chord is everywhere over me. And then I was like, oh my God, I'm in a lot of pain. And then I turn on the light, and the G chord had gone everywhere. And I was standing there with my twister arrow.
Banjo shaft.
just spitting G chord everywhere. I was like, oh my God, what the fuck do I do? This is also 3 a.m. and I'm like...
Were you sourced?
No, dude. No, not at all. Like, just got a really, really hard arrow with lots of G chord just blowing everywhere. And then I was like, holy fuck, I'm literally...
I don't think you should say blowing. I think you should say leaking.
Leaking, yes, leaking.
Because it was more like an injury-sustained G chord rather than a pleasure-sustained...
Definitely not pleasure, unless you're into that shit. I definitely wasn't.
B chord, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So it's that time of it's at 3 a.m. or something like that. It was pretty late. And this was, I would have been maybe 19 at the time, maybe. And it's not very often that someone has such large amounts of
B chord
coming out of
J chord. Sorry, J chord.
Yeah, J chord coming out of the
leaking out the end of their banjo.
Yeah, exactly. And so I did what any 19-year-old would do. I ran to my mother.
Actually, dude, I want to bring up a story.
Yeah.
From the same house that we will tell with no innuendos needed.
But can I just finish one quickly? There's
not
much left.
Oh, sorry, I thought you were finished.
Yeah, no. And then so knock on my mother's door. She's like, what the fuck do you want? I was like, Mum, my fucking banjo's bleeding G chord everywhere. She's like, what do you mean? I'm like, I don't know how else to explain it. So then I showed my mum, and she's like, holy fuck. And I was like, well, yeah. And then...
what the fuck do I do?
Yeah.
Is there like...
funnily enough, my mum, very smart. She goes, go have a cold shower.
I was going to say, I hope she didn't put a Band-Aid on it.
No. Went and had a cold shower. Eventually... the stiffness of the banjo
subsided.
And I remember being
back to a ukulele.
Yep. I remember being in the bathroom, just smacking my head against my shower, just going in and out, and just went, oh my God, I feel so fucked up.
How much G chord did you lose?
Bro, a lot.
Are we talking like massacre kind of G chord? Or like
have to change all my bed sheets, like had to clean up the house because it dripped everywhere.
Your bowling partner?
Jesus, my mum went into the room and was just like trying to talk to her to like make her not feel awkward about it. Cause you know, my mum, very open about everything. She was petrified. And it was so fucking funny. And then eventually we just went to bed. And then I woke up the next day. I went to the hospital. Not the hospital. I went to the doctors and they're like, well,
Went to the music factory.
yeah, went to the music factory. Sorry. And he's like, well, you have the option to completely cut all cord. Or you can let it heal because you haven't completely torn it, the cord.
You haven't the G chord closely followed by the F chord.
Yeah. And then
we were trying to save the F chord.
Yeah. So I retired playing the banjo for a while and playing Twister. And then
that was my first and last gig.
Unfortunately, well, that person, yeah,
with the banjo.
It did eventually then happen again. A couple gigs later with another band member,
another groupie.
Yeah, but after that was the last time, and I've pretty much been that injury free for a while.
Okay,
now,
so you've given up playing the banjo and Twister at the same time.
Didn't end very well.
One or the other for you.
Yeah.
Well, great stories. I'd like to know what you think. Not you, but you listening.
Yeah.
Because you said I don't think that story can top my story, but I think your story was fucking great.
Thanks.
And I think other people might think the same thing.
Yeah.
But just while as you were telling that story, I was just picturing this all like playing out in your house, and it just reminded me of that night where I feel like we would have been around the same age, like 19 or 20, and we decided on a Thursday night that we would go to. We decided that on a Thursday night that we would go to the brewery out in where is that place? Like Rouse Hill, yeah. So we went. Mitchell drove. I got blind. Surprise, surprise. And I was drinking vodka lemonades, and I was not a very good vodka operator. And I still am not a good vodka operator. I fucking hate this shit. You know when you drink something and you have a real bad night on it, you don't like drinking it anymore. This was that bad night. So we get out drinking all night. I feel like we went and got food afterwards. I think I drank 6 beers on the way to the brewery.
Yeah.
And then I would have maybe had like 10 vodka lemonades while we were there.
Yeah.
And then I just remember being fucking blind. I don't actually recall getting home. I just remember the thing. I feel like I blacked out for a bit.
Yeah.
And then I remember coming to in Mitchell's kitchen, standing there watching you and your mum cleaning vomit up off the fucking kitchen bench, the floor and shit. And I go, what the fuck happened here? Mitch is like, you fucking idiot. You threw up all over my house phone. And there's vomit up the wall. There's vomit all over the kitchen bench. I think we threw the house phone out.
Yeah, we did.
And I was like, oh, and then I just instantly felt it all. Like, I threw up. They sent me to the bathroom. I came back and I was feeling okay now that I'd vomited. And then they were just like, I just had no idea what was going on. I literally was like, what the fuck's going on here? What happened? And they're like, you threw up everywhere.
Yeah, dude, that was so funny, man. Like, I think like you even picked up the phone. Like, you were so hammered, dude. It was so fucked up.
On the way out to vomit.
No, you were just there and you picked it up and it's like threw up. Oh, dude.
Oh, fuck. That house. I have lots of great memories from that house.
Dude, you remember the time that you headbutted the garage door with the helmet on?
Your grandfather was not happy about that. I fucked that guy for a big time.
Yeah, man.
Renox Sonic.
Oh, dude.
The fucking field parties we had.
They were so great. Funny. But on the topic of phones, dude, it was it came to my knowledge on the weekend about something funny that we did that I had honestly completely forgotten about, and I think that I'm going to do it again.
Forget about it again?
No, I'm going to do the same prank again because it was so good.
This was one of the great all-time pranks. I don't know.
Look, I don't want to say that I came up with the idea because I know I didn't. I know I've seen other people do it and it is so successful.
I think at the time, people were doing it a lot to other people.
Yeah, exactly. So if you're out there and you're looking for a good one to get your mate with, you cannot go past a good old-fashioned ad on Gumtree.
Dude.
Like... Just about anything, man.
Selling used mattress or whatever. Something that people want. People don't want used mattresses.
Yeah.
That was a very bad thing for me to say. That was the first thing that came to my mind.
You know what people do want, though?
They want Groove of the Mood tickets the
Yes.
day of the festival.
They definitely do. And I can happily say, together, we orchestrated such a funny thing. But the next time we do this, we need to make sure that we are with them to see them lose
I
their
think it was better that we weren't with him because I think he just would. So what we did was me, Mitchell, and a few of the people went up to where was it? The Groove in the Moo in Maitland.
Yeah.
So we stayed up there on the Friday night, and the festival was on the Saturday. This is also the festival I shit myself at twice. We'll talk about that.
And then clogged the VIP toilets with your undies.
But stayed for the entire festival to watch Dylan Francis at the end after everyone else bailed.
Yeah.
I literally had shit everywhere. I was like in the fucking bathroom, like cleaning my denim shorts. People walking on, what the fuck? I was on antibiotics because I was sick. Plus I drank, and then I was just not good. I farted, and I thought it was a fart, but it wasn't. It was a definite wet shit. Anyway, not the point of the story. Great story, but not the story we're trying to tell.
Yeah.
The story we're trying to tell is on Saturday morning. We were like, hey, was it Friday night? Friday night. What would be?
We drove up. Yeah.
We drove up on the Friday night. Yeah. But when did we put the ad up?
I think it would have been Saturday morning first thing.
We just thought this is going to be so fucking funny. We put an ad up saying that John was selling a Groove in the Mood ticket from Sydney, and he said that his phone would like not stop ringing all morning.
And it's just one of those. It's just one of those great pranks. You just can't go past it. Nothing more funny than someone getting a phone call from a number, asking them if they can buy their Groove in the Mood ticket. And he's like, I don't have a fucking Groove in the Mood ticket.
But then another 20 people do the same thing.
Oh man!
Oh, that was one of the great all-time pranks.
Yeah. Well, do you know what?
Shout out to John for being a great sport over the years.
Yeah, definitely. Do you know what? Do you know what's not great right now? And that's my haircut,
dude. I get around it, man.
It's very much for those who aren't watching the YouTube. It is very much a. You
went to a barber.
Yeah, and like, look, I feel like there's a lot of people that go to the same hairdresser on a regular basis. I know you were one. Funnily enough, how Moose and I actually met was at a hairdresser.
Playing soccer when we were younger.
No, I never played soccer with you, dude.
When we were younger?
Nah, dude, never. Okay. So, we obviously knew each other through Jace, but it was the first time I actually met you was at the hairdresser because you walked in and she'd just given me the haircut. She goes, that's the other guy who gets the exact same haircut as you. And you know what?
I was at the bottom of my street, and she was a great hairdresser.
After copying this from, and like, look, I don't want to be racist, but a very old Lebanese man. When I told him that I didn't want to use clippers, he told me I need to cut my hair shorter, and I was like, you know what, man? Like, I don't give a fuck.
When you told me this story, he was like trying to make you come back by telling you if you get a 2, you'll be back in 4 weeks. But if you get a 4, you'll be back in 2 weeks. Like, just fully assuming that you were coming back to get another haircut.
I just was like, because look, I'm not very like, I don't like a fast short haircut anymore.
You look fast.
I do. I know, dude.
That's like the haircuts we used to get.
I know, dude.
When like
circa 2012, bro.
No, but like not even then. Like I feel like before we went out that night, where I vomited on your phone.
Yeah,
we would get haircuts like that.
Exactly. So I went in there and I was like, look, man, can I just have like a bit of like an old school comb over type thing? You know, it's like leave some on the side, comb over the top, et cetera, et cetera. And I told him, I'm like, look, like maybe like a 5 on the top of my left head, like, and then like sort of blend up. And he goes, like I said, he goes to me, he goes, I do that. I see you in 2 weeks. I'm like, I don't care if I have to see you another 2 weeks, bro. That's what I fucking want. He goes, if I do 2, won't see you for 4 weeks. And sorry for the very.
I was gonna say the accent is
rubbish.
Not sure if it's needed, but great.
Like whatever, very bad haircut. And I think I've finally learned my lesson that I'm going to invest the time into finding someone that I can trust and just be like, I'm gonna go see you.
This is my hairdresser now.
Yeah.
When I had a bit of a falling out with my current hairdresser a few years ago, and that was a very awkward time for me. I let my hair grow out. I got dreadlocks.
Yeah.
Then I had to just bounce around between hairdressers, and I don't know. For a guy who let his hair grow out to what it was like, I had this photo of myself. I deleted it because someone said to me that photo is so bad, but it was actually so good because it was so bad. I was in my underwear in my bathroom with like the fat slop gut out, and I was like this fucking hair like combed over all long, just dreadlocks out the side.
Yeah,
And I had it on my Instagram like a before and after. I had that photo, and then the after was like this bowl cut photo.
Yeah.
And I don't have that photo. If I had it, I would definitely share it with the world again because it was so great. And my mustache was like long and stringy and just like I don't know what the fuck I was thinking with that mustache.
Dude, it was an interesting. You stank real bad then too. Eh?
Yeah, look,
your
man.
hair was not.
It's not something I'm proud about.
Yeah,
it is a little bit.
Yeah, it's a little bit.
But just before we change subjects, I'm sure with another great segue from you.
Yeah.
I now have rekindled my friendship with my old hairdresser, and she's in Cornwall.
Ooh.
And I choose to still go down
and
see her because I trust her to do my hair. And honestly, if I'm going to be straight up with you, I don't know enough hairdressers.
Here's my theory, right? Because like I know like a lot of dudes go to barbers, right? But like my sort of theory of it with the whole like who cut your hair type thing, would you not want the gender that is going to be more attracted to you to be cutting your hair? Now, I'm not saying that obviously, look, hey, I'm not trying to be sexist. I understand that there's dudes obviously find other dudes attractive, but like I'm of the opinion that I would much rather try go find a hairdresser to cut my hair just because I think a lady would understand what she would want to see in a man more than what a bloke would want to see in a bloke.
I think
like the haircut I got today, 100 or the other day.
It's a man's haircut from a man.
Exactly. And it was because, and an older man that it too. And I reckon this is the only haircut that fucker knows how to do.
That's a good point, dude.
The fact that he told me what I was getting
and when I would be back.
Yeah.
I think like barbers, if you want short back and sides, fade, nice short comey thing on top, barber's your place to go. But I'm
not at that stage.
You're not. I'm not either. Clearly.
Yeah, I know.
I had a blonde mullet a few months ago.
I know.
It's one of the great haircuts of all time.
When you've got a bit of length, I think you need to go see a hairdresser because there's someone who deals with length.
And like, if you want to talk about a guy who goes and sees a hairdresser to deal with length, you want to talk about Jason because he is very particular, more particular than I when it comes to who cuts his hair.
He does have a great mane.
He does great mane. Anyone that knows Jason will agree with this.
Beautiful locks.
But he
no homo. Actually, maybe a little bit.
Maybe a little bit of homo.
Yeah.
Maybe for you, I live with him a bit weird.
Yeah.
Anyway, slightly homo. He tells me about how it's layered like this and special oils and fucking washes it all the time and shit. And obviously, I wash my hair too. But he just loves and cares for that mane of his so much more.
You need to.
Most women, I think I know. He just fucking loves it, man.
Yeah.
And I think he's scared to part ways with it, if I'm honest with you. I think he wants to, but anyone that's had long hair, except for you.
I hated it.
Anyone that's had long hair that has ever thought about cutting it has always been a bit unsure about whether or not they wanted to cut it.
I couldn't have been more sure. I literally waited for my dad to get to Canada because my dad doesn't have any hair. And I showed him that I had long hair and I was like, fuck you. And then I cut it off. Look what I can grow. And then cut it off.
Just to spite your father?
Well, obviously I grew it long because I was in the winter season over there and you don't pay for haircuts. And then I was like, oh, my dad's going to be here soon. I should see how long I can get it. And then as soon as he got there, he saw it. He's like, oh, look at your long hair. And then I literally cut it off. Yeah, pretty much.
But maybe baldness is hereditary, bro.
Nah, I think the old thing is it's like your mother's dad. I think that's
my mother's dad bald as a fucking doorknob.
Unfortunate for you, bro.
Well, yes, but so was my dad's dad. Not fucking writing a very good story here. But what I'm trying to say is that my dad's still got a lot of hair. Both my mum's brothers have no fucking hair, which isn't great for me. But Wayne, best known for being my oldest brother.
Yeah.
Let's just say he's not on the hairy side anymore.
Is he losing it? He's getting all Fisher up in there.
I think he wears hats a lot.
I don't think that's true, bro.
Are you serious, bro?
I wear hats all the time.
No, I think he wears hats a lot because...
Oh, because of it?
Yeah.
Right.
And then my other brother, Michael, best known for being my second oldest brother, has a full head of hair. Wayne started going bald when he was 21.
Yeah, right.
So I feel like... And he's not bald. He still has hair.
I thought he had long hair. I thought he had long hair.
Did he cut that off? You haven't seen him in a while, though.
No.
Have you hit him up to go riding yet?
No, I did. I haven't.
He literally asks me all the time, he goes, when's Mitchell going to hit me up to go riding?
I haven't had time to go ride.
Well, look, Wayne wants to go riding, bro.
Yeah, well, when the time comes, I'll definitely hit him up.
Do it.
But speaking of time,
I think this is what we're going to segue into the next question with.
yeah, time. Time is a very valuable thing. It's the only thing that we have that we can't get more of. But another Eminem question. Shout out to this person because he actually gave us a lot of good questions that we will keep.
We're going to keep some for next week.
Yeah, because these are pretty deep ones.
When we're low on subjects or topics to talk about, i.e. this week.
Yeah, so we're banking. We're not low on subjects, I don't think.
I think there's still other things in the show notes
that we definitely is.
Haven't spoken about yet that we're going to get to.
There definitely is. But if you met your younger self, what would you tell them to guide them for their future?
Don't throw up on house phones.
Cut
your fingernails before playing Twister.
Yeah, Jesus. Do you know what? If I'm going to be completely just like honest here, which is the only thing that we do is be honest.
Never told a lie on the podcast.
If I was to meet my younger self, I'd tell him the quicker you can look back at most things that you thought were the worst things in your life, and the quicker you can turn those into the most grateful opportunities to grow and be grateful for, you would live a much happier and fulfilling life, and you would find the path that you desire a lot faster.
It's deep, man.
Yeah, dude. Because I'm going to be honest, man, there was a time there where I absolutely hated the fact that I was an electrician. I hated the fact that I felt pressured to do it, and I hated all this stuff. And like, even that night that we got absolutely retarded on your birthday, that scarred me for such a long time. But now, like, I look back at that, and it is like both of those things, me going and working as an electrician, how cooked we got that night, as some of the most pivotal moments in my current history. And if only I could have if only I could have like looked at those as, grateful events
at the time.
Yeah, but hey, that's like life. You can't just have that happen to you faster. But if I walk out that door and there's fucking me 40 years old, he goes, man, you need to do this faster. Like, fuck, I would try.
Yeah. For me, I feel like I'm kind of in that process now of like trying to move myself into a position where I am looking at my younger self thinking, okay, so I don't actually have like much to elaborate on that subject. But if I did have to answer the question that you just asked me right now, I would say take the pressure off yourself a little bit more.
Yeah.
Relax. Try to enjoy.
Run your own race, dude.
Yeah, and you're not in direct competition with the people around you.
Yeah.
Even though I've always kind of like made it out to put myself in a situation like that where I've always compared myself to other people, and
Johnny K in particular.
Yeah, apparently.
Yeah.
Try to always like be, I'm going to say better than everybody, but just I needed to be the best because I just have this complex where I needed to do my best. But it ultimately has turned out to be a bit of a downfall of mine. So I just would be saying to young Moose who wasn't called Moose then to just take the pressure off, bro.
Yeah,
just chill.
Yeah, man, it's definitely
just chill. And I feel like if I had chilled, lots of other things would have like
naturally
plateaued a little bit as well.
There's a fine balance though, because obviously like you absorb so much pressure from like everywhere in the world that you need to be doing this at this pace, at that pace. But like the sooner you realize that you can only be who you are, and the quicker you become true to who you are, the better it is. But yeah, I definitely agree with you. The whole pressure thing.
Shout out to that guy for asking those questions.
Well, I don't know why we hide the names. Shout out Mitch Raper, because that was fucking good. That was
shout
really
out
good.
to Kevy K for asking the worst date stories.
Yeah. Do we want to talk a little bit of sport? Obviously, we were very cricket dominated at the front, but there is a little bit of rugby league going on. I don't think rugby league.
There's always rugby league happening. You know what I was listening to earlier today? Cameron Murray's Bloke in a Bar podcast.
Yeah, big union boy.
Yeah, he used to play a lot of union for.
Isn't it funny how that's changing? Knots.
Was it knots?
Yeah, it was knots.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't think it was.
No, fair enough. But isn't it funny how, like, obviously, 21, is he?
He graduated year 12 in 2015, so he would have been 18 then. Plus 6 years, 18. So was that fucking 24, 5?
Right. But the fact that going to school in a very dominant, rugby union world,
And got offered
Yeah.
union contracts.
but then was like, nah, fuck you.
Well, he said he just had his heart set to play for South.
I think he had his heart set for Souths and his pockets set for Souths because
Yeah,
rugby league players are definitely making a lot better coin than union
Well,
players.
look at Cameron Murray now. He probably will captain Australia and captain
Yeah.
New South Wales.
Yeah.
Who's captain? Cleary. Sorry, I guess while Cleary is there, Cameron Murray won't be the captain.
Yeah. He might co-captain or something.
Yeah. Okay. I feel like in the grand final.
No.
No.
Tedesco's captain, you Pelican.
Oh yeah, sorry, he is too.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like in the grand final, Jonathan Thurston, who was on a fucking blinder of an interview role last year,
Yeah.
asked Cameron Murray how he thought his co-captain was feeling about leaving,
Yeah.
referring to Cameron Murray as one of the co-captains when he wasn't the co-captain.
Yeah, he had a bit of a blinder that night. Good old.
Yeah, Jonathan Thurston. That interview that he did with Isaiah Yo, and then his face where he's like holding the microphone, he's like just like, yep. And then he just like his face as he turns to the camera, and he's just like. He just passes it over. I was like watching. I was like, "Look, he's fucking up."
It's so funny.
It was great.
I don't really have any topics to dive into in particular, but I did see, however, on the news, the cheese walking out of the Redcliffe. I don't know, what do you call it?
Redcliffe
RSL?
Dolphins RSL.
So yeah. And a reporter was like peppering him, saying like, "Oh, what are you doing inside there?" And the cheese is just laughing, and he just laughs and just tells him that he was in there just playing the pokies. Like,
I reckon he fully was.
dude, did we ever talk about how he signed with YK, whatever the fuck they are?
YKTR, no.
And they're
On a
getting paid
cryptocurrency basis.
Yeah, did we talk about that or no?
I don't know.
I feel like we didn't.
I feel like we talk about crypto a lot, and I don't know what the fuck's going on. So
It's still pretty crazy that that's the world that we live in, and people still don't think it's a real thing. But anyway.
I mean, I did. So that digital land thing you were talking about last week, that's a part of a game, right?
Well, there's lots of uses for it there, but yeah,
You can
gaming is one of them.
You can rent it to people, and then you get a profit off the land that you're renting to somebody in a game.
Yeah, there's so many uses for it, dude.
I mean, look, if somebody wants to fucking explain to me how to use and trade cryptocurrency properly, I mean, you're very busy. I get that.
Yeah.
Someone surely isn't that busy where they can just say, "Hey, Moose."
I feel like you just need to go on a bit of a YouTube binge and just watch just what Bitcoin is, bro. Why it all makes sense. They're like, look, I'll shoot it to you straight right now.
Please.
And if you don't understand it now, you need to go do more research.
Thanks.
The whole concept of all things crypto is decentralized finance. So,
actually, sorry. This why I'm thinking about this. I did see that in Indonesia, they banned cryptocurrency for like 93% of the population.
Yeah.
Did you see that?
Yeah, but that's because their governments are corrupt.
Well, in the article that I was reading, it was more a religious thing.
Right.
Because in the Islamic religion, that like loaning and like interest and stuff like that, that's illegal in their religion. So the government banned it for any Islamic people within Indonesia, but the other 8% that aren't Islamic in that country can still trade it.
Right.
I don't know how they're going to police that. I feel like it would be like if you just ended up with a fuckload of money, they're like, "Hey, how'd you get that?" And then like, I got it through crypto, and then they'd pin them that way.
But the thing is,
But I don't know.
You can't actually stop it. It's the same with China. You can't stop it. Like it's on a blockchain that cannot be stopped. Like there's no way to stop it. So like you can say like, and that's what it is. Like China comes out all the time, and we're banning Bitcoin, we're banning this and that, but like it doesn't stop the fact that it still exists.
They don't even have Google in China.
No, dude.
So if they can ban Google, the fucking #1 website in the world,
but it's a lot easier to stop a web browser than it is to stop an AI blockchain technology that continues to just tinker and doesn't stop.
Yeah, but is it not like just like a URL based thing where they can just like anything that's related to this, they just block it?
Look, I'm going to be completely honest with you. It is the technology is well above my pay grade to tell you that you're wrong there.
Well, look,
But I know that the fact that you
I
are.
would.
Yeah, but I know that you
I
are.
would only ever want your honest
Yeah.
and fair opinion,
Yeah.
and I never want you to lie on this podcast.
Pretty much, dude. The whole idea of cryptocurrency is the fact that you have your money in a bank right now.
I do,
That bank makes money off you having your money in there.
and I make no money off my money being in
You
there.
pay that bank a pretty big fee each year, monthly fees to hold on to your money.
Mm.
And every time you make a transaction, the bank takes a bit of that money from you.
If you're using one of the other bank, one of the other
Even if you
ATMs.
don't, because the money gets moved and there is a third party. There's a third party company that is making money off the transaction, regardless.
Well, look, you're just making me sound like a fucking idiot at the moment because I don't know
Look,
what the fuck's going on.
And this is what I'm trying to.
Again.
This is why I'm trying to shoot it to you straight. The whole concept of every cryptocurrency is to make it a peer-to-peer transaction. So, and Bitcoin itself is a blockchain system that is going to allow that to happen. And it is the most safest, securest cryptocurrency at the moment that's doing that, right?
Right.
And so at the end use of it is that they are trying to, and it blows my mind that like the Commonwealth Bank of all banks.
Yeah, they did say that you can like.
Yeah, they're jumping
it
on
now.
board. And do you know why they're jumping on board? Is because they're fucking not dumb. And if they can get the average punter, the average sheeple, to think that if they think that they can trade on their platform, they can still like receive some of the pie of this and still make money on it, because that's the only way they're going to be able to do it is by actually having it trade on their services. I guarantee you, Q4 will come out. Look at Commonwealth Bank's bank statements. They would have purchased a large amount of Bitcoin to do what they're about to do.
Right.
Yeah. So at the end of the day, all of these projects that are coming out, all these coins, are purely just to remove that third party who is making money for no real reason.
Okay.
Like, so there's this coin, and like I'm actually not invested in it anymore, but I was. It's called like Audius, and you know we pay for Spotify to listen to artists' music, right?
Music.
Their whole idea is that you use our platform. The artist puts his music on the platform. You pay the artist.
Right.
Makes sense, right?
Does make sense. You're paying the
It's
artist.
all peer-to-peer, decentralized finance. So taking all the money and all the power away from the big banks that obviously, and every other big corporate dollar, fuck you.
You explaining that particular coin and what they do,
Yeah.
like that.
I can tell you another one. The one that I actually got a bit of money
Well,
in right now.
just kind of clicked over in my head.
Yeah.
That now that makes sense a little bit.
I'll talk about
the
one more
peer-to-peer thing.
Yeah, I'll talk
That
about
analogy was good.
I'll talk about one more coin that's very
For
similar to that, and I actually do have a fair bit of money in. The ticker code is FET, F-E-T. So we can even do a bit of a timeline here. So, you know, there's still people that obviously do go to travel agents to book their holidays, and that travel agent then makes money, right? Then came along, TripAdvisor, Expedia, where you don't need to see someone to do that. So FET.
What if?
Yep, exactly. So now FET is an AI technology. This is one use case of it in this, you know, in the travel, I guess, industry, is that it uses AI technology. You go to it, you use it, it finds you the best deal. You don't have to pay fucking anyone. There is no one. It literally, I am fucking artificial intelligence. Here's the best deal. And it just completely just removes away that third party again. And it can be used, and it's also being used in like the medical world as well, where it's like, I have these symptoms, the technology then, you know, Dr. Googles it. You don't need to go see a fucking practitioner to go do this shit. You
Dr. Google.
don't have to go see your doctor to go do it, even though you obviously should go see a doctor
Well,
if
Dr.
you are
Google's
really sick.
not always right.
Yeah, exactly. But look,
I get it now. I feel like we're going on a bit of a Bitcoin crypto tangent. I do apologize.
No, that's all right. Educating the people.
Not to you.
I love it.
I'm apologizing to the M&Ms.
Yeah.
For me looking like such a dickhead and you knowing what the fuck's going on.
Hey, they might have learned something too.
They probably might be doing that.
You got anything else to talk on sport?
I did read this article and then I then heard it on another podcast. Hello, sport. It was just like, did you hear it? The soccer player. There was like two, like in the women's league in France, right? Like the PSG or whatever.
Mm.
There was 2 midfielders, right? They were all out at a team dinner, and one of them was a starter, and one of them wasn't. And the 2 midfielders left, whatever the fuck position they played. They left the dinner, went back to their car. When they got to the car, 2 men in balaclavas pulled up, bashed the shit out of the chick who was meant to be starting, like fucked her legs up heaps bad, so she couldn't play.
Where was this?
In France.
Wow. Okay. Yep. Sorry. Yep.
So then the other girl
got
started, and then at the end of the game got arrested because she actually ordered the hit on her fucking teammate.
Wow.
What
That is
fuck?
gnarly, dude.
How fucking dumb can you be? I mean, like, perfect crime if you get away with it, but like,
What an idiot.
big time idiot.
Yeah.
Your friend as well.
That doesn't make any sense.
Like, how desperate can you be to want to play to like get your friend's legs fucked up?
wow.
No, she's not playing. She's probably in jail.
Yeah. Well, that's what fucking happens when you do shit like that, eh?
Yeah, I mean, look, I'm not saying I condone it.
No, neither. Earn your fucking
Earn your
stripes,
spot,
bro.
yeah.
Earn your
Earn your
stripes.
spot.
But I do think that's going to be from us, eh?
Is there nothing left in the show notes?
There definitely is, but we're definitely gone over an hour.
You reckon?
I know for a fact.
Have
I
we
actually
announced
checked.
who won?
Oh, yes, we will announce. We will do that. I'm glad you remembered because I obviously didn't. And the winner of round 2 of the Great Australian Bick Off, currently sitting at 60-40 into percentage, is going to be the Tim Tam Chewy Caramel. Sucked in ice Vovos, even though I do like ice Vovos as well.
You okay? After the podcast last week, I went hunting around for some Tim Tams.
I ate them all.
Mitchell ate every single fucking. I think I had 2 on the podcast, and
didn't-
LB
I
had
didn't-
1.
I didn't
There's
have-
9. You had 6.
That's not that bad.
Dude, I had 2.
Yeah,
You had 6.
that's all right.
I bought the Tim Tams.
That's cool.
I had 2.
Well,
I don't want these shitty biscuits. You can keep
I
them.
didn't have any lunch that day. I was very hungry when I came over. I was so hungry.
I feel like that these biscuits might get donated to my dad's house.
I feel like that's a good investment.
I mean, I don't know. You can take them home. Actually, I don't want them.
I might have a couple before I leave.
I feel like you very well.
Definitely
might.
will. Packing
He also
up,
ate all the ice
packing up.
Vovos.
I did not eat all the ice. You piece of shit.
I didn't eat all
Anyway,
of
guys, that's going to be it from us today. If you did get around this pod, be sure to get around us, and we will return the favor of getting in around you.
We are the #1 podcast in Austral,
Yep.
and we
Tell me,
like making a point of that. We've said it 3 times now, and
Yeah.
I'll say it again at the beginning of the next podcast.
Yep.
Actually, we might have a jingle next podcast.
we might indeed. So,
We might.
yeah, if you did like this video, be sure to leave a like. Smash the subscribe button if you are on YouTube. If you are on Spotify, be sure to like it. I think
Share it on Instagram.
Yeah, definitely share us on
And
Instagram.
tag us because that's helping.
Yeah, definitely.
Like,
but yeah, that's going to be it, man.
Thanks.
Thanks. See you later. We need to get an outro or something.
This was Mitch and Moo Show. Do, 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 do.